Hey guys, hope all is well. Hope you're doing well. I got my boy Gotti down here with me, just chilling out. Gonna do some videos. We just did one or I just did one for the difference between a pre-qual and a pre-approval. So we'll look back at that video. And then for this video, I want to talk a little bit about one thing that has always surprised me when people get so excited about their pre-approval. The one thing that they don't share with the lender that is literally the most important thing. They get so caught up. Hey, I got pre-approved for 350. Let's go look at houses. I want to close in 30 days. I already got my down payment and closing costs. I want to give you some examples of why this could be, something that needs to be talked about right away. And, it's just about anytime I have stressful or bad situations, I look at them as learning opportunities for you guys and teachable moments. So let's just use that example, 350,000. They're excited. They did what I said. They provided their pre-approval and they say, hey, Mark, let's go. I want to look at homes and I found some on your website. And also if you could search for some and let's narrow it down to the top 3 or something like that in Smyrna. And I want to go out and take a look. Cool. Well, my assumption is you've had conversations, obviously, with the lender. You feel comfortable about it. Like I said, you talked about your down payment, closing costs, not an issue, anything like that. We go out, we find a house, you fall in love with it, you're ready to close in 30 days. I'm going to say, okay, just run the numbers with the lender, make sure you are at a point that you feel comfortable with. I can't tell you how many times that we found houses, we're about to submit an offer, and then I get a call or a text saying, we have a problem. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? My payment is going to be about $400 more than I feel comfortable with. Okay. So you talk to the lender. You felt comfortable with the down payment. You felt comfortable with the closing costs, but you didn't talk about the monthly payment. And sometimes there's people like, hey, I'm paying rent of $1,500. I to be honest with you, to buy a house, I'm willing to go up to $1,750 or something like that, but I can't go above that. That is a conversation, guys, you need to have with the lender up front. What's going to affect that monthly payment? How much money you put down? What the property taxes are? What's your private mortgage insurance? What's your homeowner's insurance? So you possibly could have gotten that payment if you were looking for in a county that has very low taxes, like a Cherokee County, but now you're in Smyrna, Georgia. Smyrna, Georgia has city taxes, county taxes. Think about it. It's one of the most desirable areas of greater Atlanta. So you could have maybe got that payment at $1,750 in Woodstock and Canton and Holly Springs. But no, you needed to stay and you have the right to, wherever location you want in Smyrna. And all of a sudden that payment is $2,150 a month. Well, we just wasted like a lot of time. We asked the seller to open up their house to us, right? We both used our gas money to get up there. We both were, prepared to, write the contract, pull the trigger, all that kind of stuff. And now your dreams are dashed away. So it's very, very important, not just to get your pre-approval, but to have those conversations, not with us as the real estate agent, but with the lender. Because when it comes to us, you should have all that information and ready to go. So number one, you have to have realistic expectations. We've had a lot of people that say, I've been paying in that situation $1,500 a month rent. So you're used to it. That's what you're comfortable with. It doesn't translate dollar for dollar on how it's going to be as a homeowner. You are no longer going to have a handyman, the people on the staff of a rental company when something breaks, right? You've been living in a house or an apartment where they cut the grass for you, right? Maybe the only bill you've had is your electric bill or gas bill. Sometimes the water is already included in your rent, things like that, right? So you have to realistically set realistic goals for where you want to live to correlate with your monthly payment. So in that situation, a lender is saying, I've looked at your income. I look at your credit. I look at your debt levels. I see what you saved in the bank. You're good for your down payment and closing costs. They are providing a number to you to say, your life, for what you bring in, your daily life, for what you work, your debt levels and everything like that, you can afford $2,200 a month, say. Doesn't mean you have to spend $2,200, but it changes maybe the type of property or the location that you want to be. If you are like, again, I'm comfortable paying $1,500 a month, but I'm willing to go up to $1,750. You have to have that conversation with the lender and saying, okay, thank you for approving me for $350. What does that payment look like on average if I'm looking to buy in Smyrna, Georgia, or McDonough, or Fairburn, or Roswell, or Alpharetta, or Woodstock? What does that look like? They're not going to be able to provide you a firm number, because until you have the actual address that we find the house, we look at it, now you're ready to put it in a contract offer, that's when you're going to do the final kind of estimate with the lender. But they could say, well, the lender's going to be able to look up like the average property taxes in a certain zip code for that price point. They're going to kind of know what the homeowner's insurance is going to look like at that price point. And they might say, okay, at that price point at $350, you're looking at a $2,250 a month payment. And you're like, whoa, that's $500 more than I want to be at. So what if I want to stay at $1,750, what price point should I be looking at? And they may say, you should probably be looking at $260 or $275. I'm just throwing out numbers there. And that's going to change, right? The type of property that realistically you can buy in Smyrna. So then you say to yourself, okay, I want to live in Smyrna. Now I know the price point I really need to be at, $275 max, let's just say. Or you can say, I really wanted to be in Smyrna, but I may be looking at, let's say, Woodstock, which has a much lower tax, property tax rate. I could actually try to find a $335,000 house, and it's got more things that I'm looking for. It's got, granite throughout all the kitchen and the bathrooms, whereas in Smyrna, I really can't find anything that I really like at $275, or I have to change the type of property. Maybe I need to look at it as a remodeled ranch with a lot less square footage, or a townhouse or condo or something like that. So having that conversation with the lender is going to save so many emotions and steps along the way. My whole mission is to make it, why I got into real estate, like I've told the story so many times, is that I had a bad experience, and Kurt had a bad experience, with lenders. And from my very first house, when I didn't have my license, I had a bad experience. These are things that I didn't, learn along the way. Our whole mission is to make this the most enjoyable and the most smooth process for you. So everything if you watch all my videos, it's and Cocktails with Kurt, being entertaining and educational on those, is for you guys literally to kind of take our advice, take notes, and do the things that are going to allow you to enjoy searching for a home enjoy a comfortable payment, enjoy maintaining that house, and just making it an overall enjoyable and smooth experience. The worst thing that you want to experience is risking your earnest money, being upset at us as the agent or the lender, when in most of those situations it's only yourself to blame, right, for not being prepared. It's not our fault, right, for finding you a house that you said you got pre-approved for without you taking the steps to find out what you're comfortable with for your payment. So I would encourage you to have deep and honest conversations with yourself and the lender to be where you want to be. And that can drive a lot of situations where I've had clients in that situation where, okay, I'm just going to make the sacrifice. I still want to be a homeowner, but the most important thing to me, no matter above all things, is to be in Smyrna, Georgia. Location, location, location. I'm willing to go from a 3-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom house because the lifestyle works for me, or I want to be in a certain school district for my child, right? And then there's other people that are like, I really like Smyrna, but you know what? I work from home. I don't need to have access to go into downtown Atlanta every day. So I would like to buy a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 more expensive house, and also a wonderful area, say like a Woodstock or a Canton or something like that. And I'm going to get more of what I want. Now I could get a 4 or 5-bedroom house as opposed to a 2-bedroom house. So it's all about setting realistic expectations for your budget, which includes your down payment, your closing costs, and the most important above all those things, how comfortable you are with your monthly payment. One thing else I want you to consider about the monthly payment that also confuses a lot of people is your payment is not guaranteed for 30 years to stay at that payment. So say you get into that house, you buy that house in Smyrna or Woodstock, whatever the case may be, and your payment is $1,750, and that was your max. That's your max for that year. And what I mean by that is, we talked about this before, what is included in your payment? Principal, interest, private mortgage insurance if you're putting less than 20% down, your property taxes, and your homeowner's insurance. Your interest rate's not going to change. Your principal is going to continue to go down. Your PMI is going to stay on there until it could drop off. But people forget about 4 and 5, the property taxes and homeowners insurance. When you go shopping for car insurance, right, that can change every year, right? Sometimes you're paying less, sometimes you're paying more, sometimes you're getting a bundle rate, whatever the case may be. But over 30 years, chances are with inflation, that's going to go up, right? When you go to sell and when you just are in a house, it's an investment, right? You're going to want that value to go up, right? Most people are. They're not going to want their value to go down. Well, guess what happens when your value goes up? Your property taxes go up. So if you were comfortable with that $1,750 payment, just realize that the next year it could be $1,775. The next year it could be $1,825. But that's all part of being a homeowner. And you're hoping your responsibility, your income is going to correlate with, increases in your salary so you can afford the extra $50 a month, or you getting by shopping around a better homeowner's insurance the next year. So it kind of offsets everything. So keep that in mind, is that don't maximize what you're comfortable with. Give yourself a little room, because chances are your payment, not to scare you, it's not going to go up like dramatically, like from $1,750 to $3,000 or anything like that. But give yourself that room to understand that now that you're a homeowner and you have other responsibilities, cutting the grass, maintenance, all that kind of stuff, that your homeowner's insurance and property taxes can also go up. So hopefully that is clarity for you on the monthly payment. We'll do some more videos, and I look forward to continuing to help educate you guys. All right, talk to you soon.